And then Ingrid. So, little backstory. I actually saw this roster get leaked. I saw this season get leaked in text form. Again, just the names. And I was reading the names to myself. I remember reading it for the first time, and it was like, Alex, yeah, sure. Sagat, yeah, sure. Sea Viper, oh yeah, no, cool. Ingrid, oh, okay, this is fake. This is a fake list. This is someone's freak pick. Someone's trying to start a rumor, and they're trying to see what they can get away with. Because they would never put Ingrid in game as an actual character. Ingrid is like a background character, or she appears as alternate costumes, as a reference in alt costumes, right? But no, the Ingrid is real, and she will hurt you eventually in like a year when she comes out. So for anyone who doesn't know, way back in the 2000-somethings, Capcom was going to make a little game called Capcom All-Stars. You know how I talked earlier about the theoretical big Capcom crossover fighting game? That was in development. It was called Capcom All-Stars. For one reason or another, the project just kind of fell through. And it was eventually... Okay, sorry. Let's stick with All-Stars for the moment. So Capcom All-Stars, it was going to be a big Capcom crossover game. Actually, what it technically was going to be the first fighting game appearance of Mike Hagar. Fun fact. And a pretty normal thing, at least at that time. I feel like it's less common now. But at that time, they did that. They were going to do that thing where you have a big crossover, but in order to not like play favorites with who the main quote unquote character is, or the main franchise or whatever is being represented, they come up with like a neutral third party original character or set of characters. Like all the original characters in Kingdom Hearts, or what is it? Those anime people from Project Cross Zone, or something like that. A lot of games and crossover things do this. The Persona Q games have some original people, right? And Capcom All-Stars was going to do this, CAS, let's call it, with these 3 original characters who were like anti-terrorists or something. They were like counter-terrorists or something. One of them was Ingrid, who was like a lady or whatever. Capcom All-Stars falls through for one reason or another. And in order to salvage some of the project, or something, Capcom basically, I think Capcom had like promised a new fighting game to their shareholders or something. It's probably something like that. They were basically like, okay, make a new game. You have like 6 months. So the fighting game division scrambles and throws together Capcom Fighting Evolution, also known as Capcom Fighting Jam in Japan. It is the worst fighting game they have ever made, bar none, the worst. You can go watch. There are many videos on Capcom Fighting Evolution. It is really funny. It's like a so bad it's funny game. I don't know if like to most people, but at least to fighting game fans, or especially Capcom fighting game fans, CFE is just a total clusterfuck. It is just ripping sprite rips. It's a 2D game now. It's not 3D. Sprite rips. None of the characters play well. The game feels bad. The backgrounds are literally just populated with characters who were literally cut out of concept art. And sometimes brutishly animated. Very funny. And in the middle of all of these rips of other of sprites from other Capcom games, there was technically one original new character, playable character, Ingrid. She was someone's favorite. Someone on the team liked her enough to recreate her in their budget game. She's actually just like a sort of like a resprite of Karin from the alpha games in gameplay. Like, I think she has a couple unique moves, but a lot of her stuff is just traced over Karin sprites. She then went on to appear in Alpha 3 Max, I think. There's like a billion versions of Street Fighter Alpha 3, and they just added so many random characters to it. Like Yun is in there, ripped directly from Third Strike. Ingrid was one of them, and I think she has the same moveset. I'm pretty sure. And so you're like, okay, so how does this character fit into Street Fighter? And the answer is like, she really doesn't. The only true Street Fighter game she's in is that one port of Alpha 3, and in that game, her story mode is basically a non-canon joke ending where she drops an orbital laser strike on Bison. Okay, she's like a princess from another dimension or something like that. Like, my first question was, is Ingrid even canon to Street Fighter? Like, is she a real character, or just some kind of weird floating Capcom character who's just... even like Ruby Heart is more of a character with her own game. So a mix of emotions on this. There is a contingent of people who just hate Ingrid for seemingly no reason. I think there's actually a couple reasons. There's actually an interesting video by a YouTuber named Sugar Punch Design Works, and I think it's called like characters who quote unquote ruined their games. Not from like a gameplay perspective, but like, this character represents when this shit went downhill. And it's like, you notice that, hang on, let me like look up that video. It's from a while ago. But you notice with all the characters in that video, oh man, am I gonna find it? Am I gonna find it? Oh my god, how old is this video? I'm literally gonna pause to find it. Right, okay, yeah. It's called, Did These Characters Ruin Their Games? And like did these characters ruin fighting games? And you notice all of them are like cute, vaguely like, what would I even call that? It's not like really Lolita. Oh my god, Ingrid's the first one. Not really like Lolita fashion, but like kind of cute, sort of maybe you'd call it Lolita adjacent fashion with some kind of cute sort of high fashion outfit, something like that, that just get this huge hate boner. And part of me is, I feel like that's just, I think there's kind of like a misogyny thing. That's what I sort of feel like there's this contingent of guys who play fighting games, and they're cool with women if they're hot or tough. Those are like the two things that women can be. But if a girl is like cute and girly, they're like, what the fuck? Ugh, this doesn't appeal to me. I fucking hate it. There's a lot of men like that, actually. And I think Ingrid absorbed some of that just for being like a sort of cutesy looking girl who didn't particularly appeal to, I don't know, maybe like a certain honestly, she's a kind of anime design that appeals to certain otaku type guys, but I don't know. Like, you know what I'm talking. I feel like you know in your mind what I'm talking about. So I'll be lazy and won't explain it. Also, there's just that weird thing that happens where a character is considered shit if they debuted in something that was shit, even if they weren't particularly like the reason for it being bad. Like, I think it's weird. I ran into people sort of recently who claimed that a lot of people hate Axel from Mega Man X. And that is just super weird to me, because I actually like Axel quite a bit. And I have seen a lot of positive feelings for the character. Axel debuted in one of the worst games in the series, X7, but was not the reason that game was bad. So, like, I don't have a problem with him. And when he shows up in other stuff, I go, cool, Axel. I like Axel. Same thing with Ingrid. Ingrid is not, like, the reason Capcom Fighting Evolution was bad. She was just there and a part of it, and the one unique thing about it. So, I don't know why there's this guilt by association with certain characters. That's just certain characters get. I can't say I'm very excited for Ingrid. I don't particularly like her. I think she's sort of boring. I found out there's a lot more Ingrid likers than I previously knew of. If you go on social media, you'll find at least to me, shocking amount of love for Ingrid right now, and like fan art and stuff. But I can't say I'm very excited for her. I'm just waiting on Dudley. I guess I'll play Bison in the meantime.